well, we're getting closer. You can still see a fair amount of snow, but it's starting to melt. It's April next week, and we're out doing a little bit of scouting. And area we hunted last year, kind of this opening, and then there's some fields to the north. But this is where we shot turkeys last year, and we are finding some good turkey sign. A bunch of turkey droppings in this area. They like to roost up in there. They go to the fields, and they come back in here, and they just kind of loaf in these kind of nice little openings. And they obviously spent some time here this week because we got feathers and we got droppings all around in here. So even though it's still March, it's not too early to get out and do some turkey scouting. You know, I've seen a lot of comments online where people just really negative about scouting turkeys in the early spring, saying the birds won't be there. They won't be there come April. And I'm gonna tell you, this end of March time frame in northern Minnesota, if I'm finding a bunch of turkey sign 3 weeks from now, there's still going to be turkeys in these areas. Just something that I've had good luck with over the years. Maybe it's different further south where the spring progresses a little earlier, but up here in northern Minnesota, these areas that I'm finding turkeys right at the very end of March, I'm still finding turkeys, like I said, 3-4 weeks from now. So start getting out and looking, start finding those spots now. Don't wait till your turkey season is in progress. You know, it's a 7-day season if you buy the shotgun season, and all of a sudden you can't find turkeys after day 1, 2, and 3, and you're panicking a little bit. Like, find these spots now so you have areas you can check come turkey season. Hey, it's coming up fast. About 175 yards, 200 yards back there, I'd say. Hey, at least we got a plan for next week. Here we go. First hunt of the year. He's coming up in the snow. Get your safety turned off. You gotta let him get in close. Don't move in, don't move. It's one bird. Hey, don't move. Alright. Let him come, Gray. Let him come. He's gonna see the decoy. You can get on there, Grayson. If you can get on him, you can shoot him, Gray.
Got him. I got him.
Got him. Come on. What do you got there, huh? Pick him up. Atta boy. Hey, you're next. I can't believe we called that bird in. And we got time. We got time left too. We might be able to call another bird in tonight.
Oh, I hit him right dead center.
Oh yeah,
in the nose.
Yep, you did.
What?
Oh, gorgeous bird. Perfect shot. Got him right in the head at probably 20 yards. Shooting 2 3/4 inch TSS, number 9 shot out of a modified choke. And if you can get the birds within 30 yards, it's just deadly. Made a great shot, huh, Gray?
Yeah, and right in the nose.
Right in the nose. And we heard this bird gobble probably a half hour ago. we did some calling, and then when he finally gobbled again, how close was he?
Like, really close.
He was really close, and he just slowly worked his way in. I think he came up the four-wheeler trail that's back there. He did not come off the field like what we were expecting. But you know what? At this time of year, these northern birds are just so susceptible to calling. If you can get one fired up that's not with a pile of hens, boy, you can bring him in. Nice job, bud. Calling. Okay, okay. Nice job, bud. I think he sees he's strutting. Alright. Here he comes. Alright. I want you to shoot that front bird. Put it right on his head. Shoot that front bird. What do you got, Hayden?
I hit him right in the head.
Right in the head?
Yep, there's a big blood spot.
No way.
See right there?
Wonder where the other one went. Oh yeah, there's blood all over his head.
Then hit him.
Oh, good shot, bud. What an amazing... How fast did that happen?
Like, really fast.
We called him in immediately, Hayden. Hey, who was calling?
What's alive?
Me? You called that bird in, bud.
Ah!
That's okay. That's okay. Let him flop. Attaboy. He can stand on his head. Nice job, guys. I can't believe how fast that worked out. Look at this.
Stay here, and Dad could get it.
Dad's tag doesn't start till tomorrow. I can't shoot a turkey till tomorrow. I bought a bee season tag. We've been turkey hunting for 5 minutes. 5 minutes? And you killed a bird in 5 minutes. I can't even believe it. We were parked. We did a little calling just to make sure nothing was going to gobble and we were going to walk in and spook anything. We came down in here. We called a little bit more. Nothing gobbled. We got in the blind. Yeah. He's done. He's done. And we called some more. Hayden was calling. Hayden got his little box call out and called. Hayden got his little slate call out and called. And I turn around and look and there's a bird. 2 of them coming in. 2 jakes. Full strut. Just came right in and there's the fields that we're basically sitting out on the edge of. And here's the bird. What a dandy big bird. Honestly, I thought it was a tom when I first saw him coming up the ridge. Being jakes, sometimes jakes will get fired up and gobble. This one never did. But how long did we hunt for, Hayden?
Like 5 minutes.
Like 5 minutes. Literally sat down in the blind, did some calling. Thank goodness we had the gun loaded. We practiced aiming the gun when it was unloaded and made sure we could shoot, although we were, again, expecting birds to be coming off these fields. There's cut corn back there. And we have these nice openings in through here that the turkeys have really just been using a lot. When I first came back here in March, these openings were full of turkey droppings, turkey feathers. And we hunted for 5 minutes and we called in 2. He saw the decoy, he went right into strut. And it took, and we know it's just a jake, but well, you got some nice spurs on this jake. Nice, probably 5-inch beard on this Jake. Just a great bird for a 7-year-old to take. Pretty iridescence through these guys too. Man alive. All right, guys, we're walking across a bog. It's pretty firm, actually. It's sloshing wet a little bit. I got my knee-high boots on. About 200 yards to get across this thing. But we got turkeys gobbling this morning, so we're gonna go at them. Turkeys kind of slept in. I couldn't get a gobble here until about 10-15 minutes before shooting light, so it's getting light quick. Hopefully the birds will stay up on the roost a little bit longer. But they're back here on this bean field. Everything on this side of the bean field's all public, so see what we can do. All right, they sound like they're still up in the roost, but they're gobbling on the edge of this field back here. So I think this is where we're gonna set up. I don't have any decoys. I took my cushion off my vest and then forgot my turkey lounger. So I've kind of screwed up. I don't know how I'm gonna find a cozy spot to sit here, but we're gonna make do. All right, well, so far nothing. We have been on, it's a big tom, and I think a Jake. I actually can't see the notched tail on it, but it doesn't have a beard. It seems a little bit smaller than the tom, and 5 hens. And if I'd have been sitting where I'm at right now, we'd have been done an hour ago. And I had that tom coming in. He was leading the pack. He was not following the hens. The hens were all following him. And then an eagle flew over, and just the hens took off running. They ran back into these woods. Probably 20 minutes of quiet. Then I was able to get them gobble again, but then they moved back out in this field and went back the direction they came from. They actually got to the crest of the hill, and the hens took off running. But I just called, and they gobbled, so they're still on the edge. But just, you know, that's turkey hunting. I don't know if having a decoy would have made a difference at all, considering, like I said, he's with 5 hens. But we don't have any decoys in with us. We left everything back at the truck. And this was kind of a last ditch spot here. I went out this morning, I couldn't get anything to gobble. And then I hit this spot for a second time, and we got a gobble, because I was just gonna pull the plug and head, I don't know, about 7-8 miles down the road to another spot of public. But we got a gobble. It's only 1 tom and 1 Jake. There were no other gobbles around, so we're gonna stick with them for a while, see if they work their way back this way. We got him fired up again. He's gobbling. Looking at Onyx. He's within about 125 yards of us. So we just got to get him to come take a peek over this hill. Because if his head comes over the hill, he's going to be about 30 yards. Oh, well, we got her done. I did not get any film of the shot. I'll show you why here in a minute, but this bird was roosted on private land with 5 hens and a jake, and this big bean field back here, and they gobbled and gobbled. I mean, I suppose the jake was gobbling some, but for being only one tom out there, he gobbled 100 different times this morning, and he stayed active through the whole morning, which made a huge difference here. We had him coming. I was back in the hardwoods calling, and they were coming in. He was right on the edge of the field. The hens were up in the field, and an eagle flew over, and that caused all the hens to run down into the woods, which was good, but about 100 yards down from me. And he didn't even break strut. He gobbled a couple more times, but then he went in the woods with the hens, and it got real quiet for about 20 minutes probably. And then they worked their way on the field, and then they headed down. Got to the crest of the hill out there, and the last thing I saw was all the hens running single file down for the woods again. So I took my opportunity and I made a move on them. I got in with where I thought I was probably getting close to him, and I blew a crow call, and he gobbled at it. So I was able to creep in a little bit more, start hen calling, and we brought him in. And I'll tell you what, I'm sitting on a hill here, at the base of a hill. This was as far as I dare to go, because I didn't want to come over the hill and spook him. And it took probably 45 minutes of calling. With the mouth call, he'd gobble at everything. I'd let him sit for 5-10 minutes. I'd call, he'd gobble, but he wasn't moving. I finally got the slate call out, and boy, did he like that. It's a custom call that I bid on at a silent auction at an NWTF banquet, and it's nothing fancy, but boy, that got him fired up. He was cutting me off. The second I'd start calling, he'd gobble. I couldn't even finish a calling sequence. And then it was closer, and then it was real close, and I probably should have popped the Tacticam on at that point, but I was just afraid to move. So I did not get the Tacticam turned on, and I'm gonna tell you, he crested that hill a little more that way than what I wanted. I think he was in range. There were just some branches, so I chose to not shoot him there, figuring, hey, I'll get a shot, he's coming. And then the hens popped out 15 yards from me, 20 yards maybe, and one of them could kind of see me, and she started putting a little bit, and of course now he's totally behind some trees, and I don't know, I stayed still, and she finally calmed down. The hens started walking. I could hear him drumming. Man, it sounded like he was punching the ground. It was so loud and so hard, and he stepped out, and I hammered him at 20 yards, 15 yards. Not a very far shot at all. He didn't even flop. He just buckled and went right down. And then I got up, and all the hens and that jake scattered and flew, but I'll spin the camera around. I'll show you what we're talking about. So the birds were 100 yards probably that way, and I've got this hill running up. I can't see over the hill. They can't see over the hill. And the way he was gobbling, I thought he was going to just pop over this hill and I was going to shoot him. But he ended up coming out down there and then kind of getting in between some of these trees. The hens came out right up top here, and they all kind of clustered together. They definitely knew something was going on that they didn't like, but they hung around long enough for him to come back out from there. And like I said, drumming. And when I moved my gun, his head came up, and it was all I could do to get the gun far enough to my right here, and we got him. So we're back here in the hardwoods. It's pretty, it's open, but it's pretty hilly back here. And like I said, those hills really helped a lot for me to get close to that bird. So that's how it happened. I was out of my house at 5 o'clock trying to locate birds. I could not get birds to gobble this morning. I tried 4 spots, all within a fairly close area here. 2 weeks ago, I had 3 different groups of birds gobbling, including this one. So I went down the road that way. I came to this spot, and then I went down the road about 1.5 miles that direction. And I was going to head to public. There's a piece of public about 8 miles from here probably. and found some tracks and found some strut marks there this week. So that's where I was going to head. I said, wow, stop one more time. And I did. And this bird gobbled. So changed our plans, parked. I had to walk about 250 yards through a bog. My pants are wet, but I got my knee-high rubber boots on and I stayed dry. I think things are still frozen underneath where it's shady up here in northern Minnesota. So we got back in here, and I was walking in at legal shooting at about 5:35, 5:40, and it is 9:30. So we have been on this group of birds all morning. They'd move off, I'd move back in on them. They'd move off, I'd move back in on them. And that's just a really good tip. I mean, if you watch the real turkey hunters, the people who really know what they're doing, they don't just sit in one spot all day and don't move, right? They go with the birds. They try to get in on the birds. And we called him in, and I got to listen to this bird at 20 yards gobbling in my face. And I'm going to tell you, at 20 yards, when you got a tom gobbling, man, it hits you. And that drumming that he was doing, his wings would go down. It literally sounded like he was punching the ground. These are the mornings you live for. This is why you're getting up at 4 in the morning. And I'm lucky I'm close to home, so I don't have to get up insanely early. I'm also lucky that some of these spots are hard to get to. You kind of got to know the land a little bit. If you're just looking at onX, you probably don't think there's a way in here. But just a spot I was able to park, walk through a bog that's, you know, in another month when everything is thawed out, you probably aren't going to do that. You'll be up over your knees in water. But we did it this morning, and now we got, not too bad, 3/4 of a mile probably to hike him out of here. So we should be back home by 10:30 or so. Maybe drag my wife out and make her get some nice pictures. But hey, we're 3 for 3. Grayson got his bird first on a little piece of private land. Then Hayden got his bird 5-6 days later, and here we are, bee season. I don't usually buy a bee season tag, but I wanted my boys to get a bird first, and we're all 3 tagged out and headed to Wisconsin for a real short Saturday, Sunday hunt next weekend. So we got some turkey hunting to do, and then we're about 2 weeks away from opener fishing. So, man, summer's coming. So when I say I walked across a bog to get here, I ain't lying. Legitimate bog. It's wet, but it's still firm. You could get across this with a ATV, I'm sure, right now, kind of pin it and go, but that would be illegal. Can't rip through these bogs with the ATVs, and you're only going to do it a few times before it's so tore up that you got nothing but a big mud hole. So it's only 250 yards. We walked it. It's not too bad. Like I said, I think another 2 or 3 weeks, especially if we get any heavy rain, probably be a little more difficult to do that, but able to do it today, and we're coming back out 20 pounds heavier than we went in. A good day in the woods.